of home and hearth, decisions, crowds. The mute, god of silence. Travelling partner, god of journeys, danger and misfortune, knives. Ugly messenger, god of penny sheets, handicrafts, dogs. Valiant glutton, god of cooking, trade, cattle. Vicious beginner, god of milk and nursing, midnight, ignorance. Weary governess, god of schooling, cats. Wide-eyed Inca, god of tattoos, colour, sunsets. Withering fishwife, god of dusk, chastity, flooding. Yawning hawker, god of dawn, comfort, grain. Zealous stitcher, god of healing and mending. Chapter 1. The man's story took him through the woods. Cora followed. There was no path, but he walked in a straight line, as much as was possible between the densely packed trees. He looked as if he knew where he was going. The shadows cast by the canopy dappled his back and gave his certainty a kind of calming quality. Cora hadn't felt anything close to calm in a long time. The man stopped in front of the largest tree in the wood. Cora had been following him for 10, maybe 15 minutes, keeping her distance but keeping him in sight. This was looking like a story for the liar, thick with mischief. Now that the man had stopped, Cora could see that he was heavy-set and his hair was a curly brown. He looked young, 25 if she had to guess, and he seemed to be wearing cedar clothes. Cora corrected herself. Lowlander, not cedar. Though did that matter now? Getting the name of that southern realm right and avoiding what the Lowlanders said was a slur? Death was death, and the widow heard that story, whatever you were called. Constable Jenkins would say it mattered, but Jenkins wasn't here. Cora had left the police. She was on her own now. That was the way it had to be. The cloth of this Lowlander's shirt was so tattered, what remained of it so filthy, she assumed he was from the camp that lay between the wood and the southern wall of Fenest. As she watched him, wondering what he might do, Cora became aware of a new smell cutting through the damp earthiness of the wood. Something sharp, but sweet, too. Something bad. The wood was silent. Silence that felt thick somehow, like a fog that Cora couldn't see. But that couldn't be right. Shouldn't a place of trees be full of birds and their song? But there were no birds here. Nothing but trees, and a cedar man staring at one like this was the first he'd seen in his life. He'd been purposeful the whole time she'd been following him, and it was this sense of a purpose that had drawn Cora to him in the first place. While she waited for Ruth to finish her meeting, the meeting Cora wasn't allowed to attend, despite the fact she was trying to keep Ruth safe. The woods had seemed empty when they first arrived, but then Cora had caught sight of this man, a man walking like he had somewhere to be. As she watched him now, he started fishing in the grass and leaves beneath the tree, then expressed no surprise when he found some metal spikes. Weapons? Maybe he was here to harm Ruth after all. Cora glanced over her shoulder. She had no idea where Ruth was at this moment, who she was meeting or why. And all of that was Ruth's fault. She'd said it was better that Cora didn't have all the details of the meeting, that Cora would be safer not knowing. All of it foolish talk. But Ruth was hard to argue with. Always had been. That was older sisters for you. The cedar was fitting 2 of the metal spikes to his boots. Then he took 2 more spikes, 1 in each hand. To Cora's amazement, he began to climb the tree, using the metal spikes like claws. A sound drifted to her. Sobs. The cedar was sobbing as he climbed. She edged closer. The strange smell was even worse here. She had to fight not to purge the contents of her stomach over her boots. In no time at all, the cedar had reached the first branch. He threw the spikes to the ground, where they settled in the same place that he had found them, and the loop of actions chilled her. He was leaving the climbing spikes ready.